Everyone thinks OpenAI's new partnership with Broadcom is a bold move, that building custom AI chips will make them unstoppable. But what if it's not innovation at all, just desperation to keep up with Nvidia and AMD? I've been digging into what this deal really means, and in this video we'll find out if OpenAI is leading or just struggling to survive. So let's get into it. For years, OpenAI has been the face of software innovation, not hardware. It built the world's most advanced language models and changed how people think about artificial intelligence. But now it wants to go further. OpenAI is partnering with Broadcom to build its own custom AI chips. And while that sounds powerful, it might not be as promising as it seems. On paper, this move looks like freedom. OpenAI no longer wants to depend on Nvidia or AMD for the chips that power its systems. By designing its own hardware, it claims it can reduce costs, increase performance, and optimize how its models run. The idea sounds visionary, but look closer and it starts to feel more like desperation. This partnership is not coming from strength, it is coming from constraint. Nvidia has become the gatekeeper of AI hardware, and the demand for GPUs has exploded beyond what most companies can handle. Instead of focusing on software breakthroughs, OpenAI is now being forced into the chip game because it simply cannot scale fast enough with current suppliers. It is less a move of strategy and more a move of survival. Building custom silicon is not just expensive, it is brutally complex. Nvidia's dominance comes from years of trial, error, and ecosystem building. They do not just sell chips, they sell infrastructure, software libraries, developer tools, and optimization frameworks that make their hardware indispensable. OpenAI, by comparison, has none of that. It can design chips with Broadcom, sure, but who will build the surrounding ecosystem? Who will ensure that every model, every experiment, every update runs smoothly across that hardware? There is also the question of timing. OpenAI plans to deploy 10 gigawatts worth of custom accelerators between 2026 and 2029. That is an enormous goal, but also a risky one. By the time those chips are ready, the AI hardware landscape could look completely different. Nvidia might have moved on to new architectures, quantum computing could be closer, or another breakthrough in low-power computing could make these chips obsolete before they even hit full production. Then there is Broadcom. While it is a respected hardware player, it is not a name associated with cutting-edge AI design. Broadcom builds components, not revolutions. It knows networking and connectivity, but creating high performance. AI accelerators is a completely different battlefield. Partnering with Broadcom might give OpenAI scale, but it does not guarantee innovation. It could end up creating a chip that is safe, predictable, and underwhelming compared to Nvidia's and AMD's next-generation GPUs. Even if everything goes perfectly, OpenAI will still face another problem: efficiency. The cost and energy demands of AI training are already astronomical. Every new model requires thousands of GPUs running for weeks. If OpenAI's chips are not at least as efficient as what Nvidia already provides, this project could drain billions without delivering meaningful performance gains. And then comes the biggest question of all: focus. OpenAI was built on the promise of creating artificial general intelligence. Its strength has always been in software, alignment, and safety. But now, instead of perfecting the brains of AI, it is diving into the muscle. Splitting focus across hardware and software could slow down innovation on both sides. The company risks spreading itself thin, chasing too many frontiers at once. Nvidia has mastered chips, Broadcom has mastered networking, OpenAI has mastered intelligence. Trying to do all three might make it mediocre at all of them. Yes, OpenAI says it wants to take control of its destiny, but sometimes control comes with the cost of distraction. Instead of making AI more intelligent, this could turn into a war of resources, manufacturing, and logistics, a game that software companies rarely win. So while headlines will call this move bold and visionary, it might actually be a warning sign, a sign that the race for AI power is no longer about innovation, but about control and survival. OpenAI may build its own chips, but that does not mean it will win the hardware race. It may just find out that building the future of intelligence is easier than building the machines that run it.